It is the 22nd of June. This is the third in the series of 7 about how to stop using porn and how to stop masturbating permanently and cheating on your partner if you have to do that, if you've been doing that and want to stop. We started with the first video, which was about honesty. That's the most important thing about stopping. That's a spiritual change when I tell the truth. The second thing that we talked about in the second video was willingness. Willingness to join a group. That takes a little bit of humility, being teachable, and once I join a group, I've got power that I need that I didn't have before, which was the reason I was acting out sexually. I was powerless. But now, having had honesty, with a touch of humility and willingness, we are in a group and we've stopped acting out. But to stop acting out, because in 4 days it'll be 28 years, God willing, and the creek don't rise. The way you stop is you got to do some inner work. It's an inside job. And the first thing we need is some courage. Courage comes from the French word le coeur, which means the heart. So you have to have some heart here. Because what we're going to do is we're going to look at ourselves and we're going to make a simple little list of just 5 words apiece. We're going to say, what are the good things about me that are healthy, that have kept me alive? And what are the things that are unhealthy that are preventing me from having an exceptional life? The good stuff and the not so good stuff. The healthy stuff and the not so healthy stuff. It takes courage to look at myself. And I don't want to do this until I've stopped acting out, because my self-esteem is so low when I'm acting out that I can't look at this. It feels like I'm beating myself up. But once we stop acting out, then we take step 3, which is looking at ourselves in a courageous way. Now, here's some things that I've noticed about myself in the last 28 years and 4 days of sexual sobriety. My greatest character defect is pride. I can be arrogant. Some people say narcissistic. I can be extreme in my pride of myself, and that's harmful. It harms me and it harms other people. And the reason it does is that puts people off and puts people at a distance, and I can't connect with people. So my pride is my #1 character defect. Now, to balance that, what's my character asset? My greatest asset is courage. I've got tremendous courage. I'll just take the bit in my teeth and run. As long as I know what to do and I know this is the next right thing to do, I will do it no matter what. So I'm courageous on the one hand, but I'm prideful on the other. So that's my first of the 5 things. Let's look at the second thing. My experience is, when I am in my disease and I am hunting women to use that I'm not loving or I'm not emotionally present with or not committed to, which is using people, when I do that, I am very dishonest. I will lie, cheat, and steal. I will say whatever I need to say to have sex with somebody. And that's not good. That's the bad news. Here's the good news. On this side of the slate, the good side, the character assets, when I am in recovery, I am militantly honest. I will tell you the truth regardless of the consequences. Even my enemies will tell you that. Even people who hate me say, Steve will tell you the truth. You may not like him, but he'll tell you the truth. So it's ironic that when I'm healthy, my honesty is my second best character asset. But when I'm in the selfish, dishonest disease of using people or using porn and masturbation, which is a selfish and dishonest and angry act, then I'm dishonest over here. So those are my first 2 character assets and my first 2 character defects. Let's look at the third one, which also are the same thing. When I am trying to use somebody sexually or using pornography, I am selfish. I don't think about anybody else. All I think about is what I want for myself. I've never one time in my life masturbated for God and my country or my family. It's always for me to make myself feel better, to get rid of the anxiety or the depression that I felt. That's just pure selfishness. And there's nothing spiritual or healthy about that. Here's the good news. On the upside is when I'm in my recovery, I'm thinking about serving other people for fun and for free, to help other people get well. And the tremendous irony of that is that makes me very, very well. It makes me happy, joyous, and free. So that's my third character asset and third character defect. Let's go to number 4, because we need a list of 5. When I'm in my disease, I am very obsessive. I just can't stop. I'm like a dog with a and I just can't stop. I'm obsessed. I've got to keep my mind on something. That's the bad news. Now, when I'm in my recovery, and the recovery from obsession is about staying with our feelings. That's why when we have our phone calls every 3 hours, we start with feelings and we end with feelings, because the antidote to obsession is feelings. the function of obsession is to stop feelings, okay? So that's my character defect. My next character asset is I am militantly willing. If I don't care what it costs, I don't care how much pain or how much effort. If I know that it's spiritual, I will do anything. I am militantly willing. So that's my character asset. Let's look at my last character defect, the 5, because what we're doing is we're taking a courageous look at ourselves inside. It's an inside job. If you want to stay sober, you've got to look inside. Why is that? It's because if I'm not the problem, there's no solution. That's the reason, okay? But we don't do it right at the beginning. First, we just got to be honest. Then we have a touch of humility to reach us to willingness to join a group of some sort, and then we look at courage. So we're looking at the 5th character defect. The last character defect of my main 5, and there are more than that, but these are just the main ones, is I'm extreme. I'm not very good at being moderate. I just don't know how to do moderate. When I try to be moderate, I become extremely moderate. I just don't know how to be moderate. So what I do is I aim for wisdom, and that gives me moderation. So those are my 5 character defects. Now my last character asset is I'm funny. I'm just funny. I'm just a funny guy, and I believe that is a spiritual thing. That's why Richard Pryor is one of my great favorite people, because he made people laugh. So those are my 5 character assets, which are courage, honesty, unselfishness, militant willingness, and I'm funny. And my 5 character defects, which are pride, dishonesty, selfishness, obsessiveness, and extremity. I've just shown you how to do exactly to look inside yourself. Now it takes a little time. I've been doing this for 38 years, so I've got it down. It'll take some time. Don't hurry. Look inside yourself, but make sure you stop acting out first. If you're still acting out, this is not the right video for you. You need to have some stability in your recovery to maintain your recovery. To be conservative, to conserve your recovery, you got to have something to conserve in the first place. So first we do honesty, touch of humility with willingness, and then we look at courage.